What happened with the actor strike? Did they settle that? Is that over?
Yeah, they settled it.
Rumors are swirling around now that Disney is canceling the Snow White remake, or they're hiring a new actress to replace Rachel Zegler after backlash against the comments that she
came out 85 years ago, and so to be able to 85 years later be the first Disney live action version of that is
remain calm. It's happening. Like we've been begging for months since she started doing interviews about Snow White. Disney officially.
Rachel Zegler has been fired from Paddington 3. Now, the actress here has been in a lot of Hollywood projects since her debut film in West Side Story in 2021.
Oh, no, there's no money.
Oh, my bad. No problem.
Joe Rogan has officially joined the Snow White drama, and his take is as blunt as you'd expect. Disney's live-action remake is already buried in controversy, with Rachel Zegler at the center of it all, criticizing the original movie, clashing with fans, and sparking endless online backlash. But now Rogan is adding fuel to the fire, taking aim at the actress and Disney's chaotic decisions. What did he say? And why is his opinion turning even more heads in this messy saga? Let's break it all down, because things just got even crazier. Rachel Zegler's history of public statements and political commentary has added even more fuel to the fire, from inflammatory social media posts to eyebrow-raising public moments. Zegler has often found herself at the center of debates that extend far beyond the world of fairy tales, and of course Joe Rogan had something to say about it. In the heat of the 2020 election, Zegler took to Instagram to post a fiery story urging Trump supporters to never know peace. While some praised her passion, others saw the comment as aggressive and divisive, particularly given her growing public platform. Critics were quick to label her remarks as unhinged, and the backlash only intensified after her casting as Snow White. Joe Rogan, never one to shy away from a political conversation, brought up Zegler's post during a recent episode of The Joe Rogan Experience. "I mean, come on, you're a Disney princess, and you're out here telling people to never know peace. What are you doing?" Rogan exclaimed, visibly baffled. "It's like being cast as Cinderella and then telling half your audience they're trash. How does that help anyone?" Rogan's audience, which spans the political spectrum, seemed to agree that Zegler's comment wasn't exactly the kind of thing Disney would want its stars posting. Rogan went on to say Disney has this whole thing about being family-friendly, right, but then you've got their Snow White basically telling people to go to hell. It's just bad. Optics. Zegler's tendency to speak her mind hasn't been limited to politics. During the height of the hashtag Free Britney movement, she performed a dramatic reading of Britney Spears' tweets. While intended as a show of solidarity, the over-the-top delivery left many questioning her sincerity. Rogan didn't miss the chance to weigh in on this jokingly. "Is there some unwritten rule that if you're an actress, you have to perform everything like it's Shakespeare? Because that Britney reading was straight out of a soap opera."
On the show, I don't know what's happening, but somebody need to fix something. Because this ain't cool.
People were upset.
People were upset, and I was not expecting it. So, I mean, it's very wonderful to be here. I'm really thankful to the Academy for asking me to present, and everyone at Snow White who was able to just let me get on a plane. Yeah.
So we saw the Queen. Rita was here. We saw Ariana.
Yeah.
You know, the movie is up. Steven is up. Yeah. What would it mean to you to have this moment for this film?
I mean, it just means that our stories are worth telling, and I think just the success review-wise of our film shows that our stories are worth telling, but recognition from something like this is something that is so huge, and a lot of people pay attention to, regardless of whether or not you say, like, oh, awards, do they really matter? Like, you know, at the end of the day, this is a story of representation, and it matters.
Real quick, I do want to say, so what did they do? Like, did they just call you after people saw it? What happened?
I'll be honest, I don't know, and I don't want to know. I kind of just let it all, the chips fell where they did, because I was really overwhelmed with the response to it, because it was a comment I made on my own Instagram post. You don't really expect that to make the news the next day. And it was just a statement of fact, but we're here, we're happy, we're really...
I wanted to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities I have. When I tell you that it's hard, I just mean to be inside my brain. And I'm there 24/7, I can't get...
Disney fan like all of you, this is the biggest dream come true I could possibly imagine for myself. Thank you all for making it possible and being a second film. I know.
How do you describe that experience?
Oh, it's so weird. Like, not okay. No pun intended. Lightning struck twice for me. I feel like the luckiest. Ridiculous. I can't believe this is my life. literally, I'm like looking around and there's this huge poster of my face and I'm like, who is that? I still can't process any.
The most grateful person alive, but I'm also keeping.
Another controversial moment came when Zegler publicly complained about not being invited to the 2022 Oscars despite West Side Story being nominated. She posted on Instagram, "I'll root for West Side Story from my couch in sweatpants," though Disney eventually scrambled to get her a last-minute invite. The damage was done. Critics saw her comments as entitled, and the internet had a field day. Rogan brought this up in his usual no-holds-barred style. Let's be real, she probably could have kept that private, but instead it became this whole thing about how she wasn't invited, and then it's like boom, she's suddenly on the red carpet. It's like, okay, so do you actually care about the Oscars, or just that you weren't included? The Snow White controversy has become a hot topic on Rogan's podcast, where he's been dissecting Disney's recent decisions and the fallout from Zegler's behavior during a recent episode. Rogan didn't hold back, saying that these animators are on shaky ground. They've got to be panicking right now. He suggested that Disney might consider bypassing a theatrical release altogether. "If I were Disney, I'd throw this thing on Disney Plus and call it a day. The backlash isn't worth it. At least if it's streaming, people can hate watch it in private without dragging it through the mud even more." Rogan's take resonates with a growing segment of critics who feel Disney has lost its way in recent years, opting for polarizing decisions over the kind of universally beloved content it was once known for. His suggestion to release Snow White directly to Disney Plus reflects the sentiment of fans who see the movie as doomed to fail at the box office. Rogan's blunt honesty is what makes his opinion hit home. One fan commented on social media, "He's saying what we're all thinking, that Disney is playing with fire by doubling down on controversial choices instead of sticking to what works." Another added, "Love him or hate him, Rogan's critique of Disney feels spot on. They're alienating their core audience and expecting us to just go along with it. Whether Disney will take such advice is another story, but one thing is clear." Rogan's voice adds weight to the ongoing conversation about Hollywood's shifting priorities and the growing disconnect between studios and their audiences. For Disney, Zegler's controversies have been an ongoing headache. The company has spent decades carefully crafting its wholesome image, and having a lead actress embroiled in political and social drama is the last thing they need. Critics argue that Zegler's outspoken nature is a liability, while her defenders claim it's refreshing to see a young star speak her mind. But with Joe Rogan amplifying these missteps to millions of listeners, the controversy has grown beyond just Disney fans. Disney has to be sitting there like, what did we sign up for? Rogan quipped, "It's like casting a dragon as the lead in Sleeping Beauty, a cool idea until it starts burning everything down." Whether you see Zegler as a bold voice unafraid to challenge the status quo, or as someone who's missed one too many times, one thing is clear: her political comments and public missteps have made her a polarizing figure, and in the world of Disney, where the brand relies on universal appeal, that's a problem no magic mirror can fix.
What the hell? Why does it have like scary movie trailer sound?
This feels like like when they're making the horror like Winnie the Pooh movie.
So while you work.
It's a horror movie. It's a horror movie. Wait, is that Gal Gadot?
Oh my God, Bambi!
Bambi crossover?
Bambi!
What? It's the Disney live action extended universe! Snow White, Bambi, Lion King!
You know, it's really a bad sign when your own people are telling you, hey, your new product sucks. There's a Snow White trailer that's playing before certain movies in theaters right now. There's also a rip of it up on YouTube if you want to go look. I don't think they've officially released the trailer on YouTube or anything. Jim Shull, who was an Imagineer for Disney for I think 33 years, said that they should consider streaming the movie directly, and that it is unwatchable. Which I don't know why you'd bother streaming it if it's unwatchable, but whatever. None of the uploads of the trailer are in great quality, and literally every time I try to screenshot the dwarves, it comes out like pudding. Believe me when I tell you that the dwarves are like uncanny valley levels of creepy. I don't know why they thought they had to make them CGI. It probably won't be the worst movie ever made, but it also could just not exist and it would be fine.
The honor of a lifetime, I think. Any young person, any little girl gets to put on a Disney princess dress and be her for a day, let alone 6 months of shooting in London on these incredible sets in a Sandy Powell design dress. It's just been the most amazing experience, and I can't wait to share it with you all. It's amazing. I'd say your wish is about to come true. Well, we, along with our amazing director, Margaret, our entire cast and crew, we've worked so incredibly hard to bring this iconic story to life, and we are so excited to give you a sneak peek at the film. And as you know, there will be so many new songs that are amazing by Oscar Award winners Passing and Paul. But here for D23, we're going to show you the classics. Let's take a look.
This Snow White drama didn't just show up out of nowhere, it's been a train wreck months in the making. Let's rewind to August 2024, when Disney dropped the teaser for their live-action Snow White remake on YouTube. Now you'd think that would have been a magical moment, right? Wrong. Instead of excitement, the trailer sparked outrage. Within weeks it became the most disliked movie trailer in YouTube history, racking up nearly 1 million dislikes. Yes, you heard that right, 1 million. Keep in mind, YouTube hides the dislike counter now, so people had to go out of their way to install browser extensions just to see how bad it was. Talk about commitment to roasting this movie, the stats are wild. The trailer had a whopping 96.3% dislike ratio. To put that into perspective, it's worse than most of the top 40 most hated videos in YouTube history. Even the infamous Suduck 2 trailer, yeah, the one people called a cinematic disaster, didn't crash this hard. Hollywood scooper WDW Pro broke it down on his YouTube channel, and his take was savage. He compared Snow White to roadkill, you know, the kind of thing that's so bad you just can't help but slow down and look at it. That's where this movie's at right now, so what went wrong? Let's start with the casting. When Rachel Zegler was announced as the new Snow White, people were cautiously optimistic. She's talented, after all, but that optimism disappeared faster than a poison apple bite when Zegler started talking in interviews. She openly criticized the original 1937 animated classic, calling it extremely dated and saying the prince was a creepy stalker. She even said Snow White wasn't dreaming about love anymore, she was dreaming about being a leader. Okay, sure, times change, but dismissing a beloved classic that people grew up with, that's where the line was crossed for many fans. But wait, it gets better. Disney didn't just stop with a polarizing casting choice, they decided to replace the iconic 7 dwarfs with a group of diverse magical creatures. The internet was not having it. Actors with dwarfism called out the studio for excluding them, saying this move was anything but progressive, and the CGI creatures they used instead, let's just say they looked more lifeless than a poisoned Snow White. Fans were left scratching their heads wondering how a live-action remake could feel less authentic than the cartoon from 1937, and oh, the comments, they were brutal. One user wrote, "I only came here to be part of the million dislikes club," another joked. Disney spent $29 million just to make me laugh at how bad this is. It wasn't just disappointment, it was straight-up ridicule. People weren't just criticizing the trailer, they were mocking Disney itself, calling the studio out for losing touch with their audience. What do you think? Is Joe Rogan right? Does Rachel deserve all the hate she's receiving? Let us know in the comments.